What's going on, Freedomers? Alright, story time. Alright, so I dealt with a Capricorn, two Capricorns in the last 2 weeks. And they both, I think it was three. It was three in the past. I want to say 3 months. And they all had similar dumb shit that I wasn't fucking with because I'm a Capricorn moon. So, like I said, on my IGTV, in my YouTube, subscribe below. They were status tyrants. They were trying to being very reclusive, very mysterious. They were insulting my intelligence, and like I said, they can be very verbally abusive. Like my uncle came to me, my uncle saw me in Starbucks, and I'm in Atlanta. I've been down here for a year now, and I haven't spoken to nobody. Capricorn like shit, but also Piscean Venus. When I travel, I can be secretive. So I don't need nobody to know where I am unless I post it on social media. The only reason why they knew where I was because I posted it on social media. So, I came to the understanding that they were trying, like my uncle was talking to me or whatever, and he kept patting me on my shoulder, which is, I don't know what it specifically is in psychology, but I know that he was trying to like empathize or sympathize with me. Not really empathize because he didn't really know me. Like empathize meaning emotion. He was like sympathizing with me, and he was trying to say, I understand how you feel, that's and the third, and he doesn't understand how I feel. He may have similar issues, but he doesn't understand how I feel. Because he didn't do the things that I'm doing. And he was trying to play me where he was like, you post all this stuff on social media, and he was trying to do status shit like, yo, I'm your uncle. Like we're family, I'm just to look out for you. And to me, that doesn't work out for me because I don't. Family is, like I said, on many things before. Family is frequency. Family is not people who you just call by DNA, because we could be relatives and you not give a fuck about me. And just because you have the title as my uncle doesn't mean much to me. And because I experienced with this next Capricorn I dealt with like 2 days or 3 days later, she did a similar thing, but she couldn't put a title over me where she said I've been like a mother to you or some dumb shit like that. She couldn't really do that because she didn't have that over me. And because what she did for me was a couple years ago, and also I blacked out on her because she was trying to act like she was trying to play me. And one thing Capricorns are very known for is that they can use you for your resources. And I've seen them do it. And as I was saying, I don't do it either, but they can be very rigid in how they use you. Like they get your resources, they get what they need from you. Not even what they need, they get the resource they need from you, and then they keep it pushing. No more, no less. And when she can't do that anymore, she's trying to extract. Like now it's not a physical resource; it's an energetic resource. So she was like, I want to love on you and da 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 da. And to me, love is consistent. Like my moon is in Capricorn, so one of the things that Capricorns crave is consistency. So if you're not consistent, I can't fuck with you on no level. On no motherfucking level. and and because she's so inconsistent in my life, I'm like, when she shows up, even though she says she has a pet peeve of when people show up are not there for a long time, they show up and they ask for something, but I'm like, yo, you're doing the same thing. And she was like, oh, I'm not doing that. I really care about you, and I don't believe that. When you really care about somebody, that shit is consistent. When I really care about somebody, I'm consistently in their life. And it may not be every day, but I make my presence known. It's not every blue moon we say hello to each other. Well, if I say to me, if I say if I talk to somebody every blue moon, you're not important to me. I ain't gonna hold you. Maybe that's me, and maybe because I think the Western world got it fucked up. When you're not important to me, I don't speak to you. When you're important to me, I speak to you. I make time for you. I say, hey, how you doing? I check in. I call. When you're not important, I don't fuck with you. To me, it's some clown shit that we speak every 6 months. That's some clown shit. Cause we live in a phone. I have two phones. My phone's in my back. My other phone's in my backpack. If I can't text you on a phone, hey, how you doing? Just to check in with you, you probably don't mean shit to me. I ain't gonna hold you. I have two phones. Okay, so there's somewhere in the blue universe. To me, again, if I stop talking to you, you don't fucking matter. If I stop hitting you up, if I talk to you every blue moon, you don't fucking matter. And I may check in with you, like, or when I say you don't fucking matter, I mean, like, you're not a priority. You're an option. So if I feel like it, when I got the time, and that's what I really meant to say to her. I'm not a priority to you. I'm an option. So because I'm an option, you're an option. So that's one thing that Capricorns will try to manipulate you on. They'll try to manipulate you to make you think you're a priority when you're really an option. There's something that you're an optional need. So to me, I don't like dealing with people who make me feel like, who try to fake like I'm a priority in their life, and I'm not. I'm an option. So when my uncle came to me and he was like, "Oh, if I at least I spoke to you," he said, I'm giving you the chance to build with me," and I said, "Build what? What is there to build on? What do we have? Build what? I don't know you." And one thing Capricorns can be good at sometimes is playing dumb. So like, and acting like logic don't make sense. So, and then when they flip logic on you, they say, "Oh, my logic makes sense, your logic doesn't make sense." So when I said to my uncle, "Yo, who's a Capricorn, and I'm an Aries cusp in Moon and Capricorn," so I'm like, "Yo, so you can't beat me with the Fugazi and act like I'm not gonna catch up." So I was like, "So build on what?" And he was like, "Family." And I said, "What family? I don't know you like that. I respect the fact that you're a relative to me. You got my last name, but I don't know you. I don't know you from, you know your nightmares I heard from uncle to this and auntie to this. I don't know you. You're another adult to me." And that's real Capricorn like. You're another adult, bro. What do you want? What's your intentions? And when he was like drawing blanks, and he was like, "Oh, we family," I said, "What does that mean?" And he couldn't really answer. So Capricorns like to play dumb sometimes and be like, you know, and just try to come up with some slick logical shit that if you don't pay attention, it's just some makeup shit. Because they're initiators, so they gotta come up with some makeup shit on the spot to make it sound sexy, right? So when he couldn't get to me, when he tried to shoot his shot the second time and say, "Yo, we family," that didn't work. Then he was like, "Yo, I'm your uncle. Yo, well, he said, you don't know me. You don't know me well enough to say, oh, I'm this and a third." Mind you, he just did reverse psychology. He's like, "Oh, You when I said you don't know me to be abusive or anything like that, but I said I don't know you, period. And then I kept repeating to him, I don't know you, bro. Like, you assuming that I'm supposed to ride your coattail or be kudos with you like you somebody. Um, and my friend who's also a Capricorn sun, and she's a Capricorn moon. And when at the end of my conversation with my uncle, where he was just trying to get this we family bullshit, and she said, I'll give you my number and we could talk. And I said, nope, nope, because he not only when Capricorns are not getting their way, they start to insult you. They start to make you feel small, and they start to make you feel less because they feel their title is more important than yours. And I've come to the realization when you start telling a Capricorn, yo, you're not that important, bro. When you start really standing on your ground and saying, yo, your title is not important to me. The fuck is you talking about? Like, that's one of the ultimate ways to defeat a Capricorn is remind them their title is not that important. You are replaceable. Or I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. And the Capricorn, unless they have other like fire placements in their chart or whatever, either they become very violent or they become extremely cold towards you. They don't fuck with you. Or they try to strategize like some other way to get at you, and either by insult, by becoming more tyrannical in a different way, emotionally unavailable, and because my moon's in Capricorn, I'm like, yo, I was emotionally unavailable, so he couldn't get to me. It was like there was no nothing. I said, there's no emotion for you here, bro. What you talking about? And the same thing for an associate of mine, where she's trying to get at me, and her rising's in Scorpio, so Scorpio rules hidden agendas. So whenever a Scorpio comes towards you, there's some sort of hidden agenda. Don't get it fucked up, okay? She with her Capricorn, double Capricorn, rising in Scorpio. That means she's super sneaky and super reclusive. So I'm like, okay, so what do you want? Same aligning, same questioning. What do you want? And when you when I'm telling you right now, if a Capricorn is pure, because Capricorn's gonna be real brute, direct, and dry. When they're not that way with you, they don't fuck with you. Like, they're trying to get something from you. So when they're trying to come up with all this mystical mumbo jumbo, because Capricorn don't do that mystical mumbo jumbo shit. They say 1 plus 1 equals 2, my nigga. There's no 1x and 3x. No, we need 1 plus 1 equals 2. What's the formula, my nigga? Period. So when a Capricorn is not giving you a logical formula, they're trying to manipulate you. Don't get it fucked up. When they're trying to give you some philosophical fucking blah blah blah, fuck all that. They don't do all that. They give you dry, this is what it is. Or unless they're trying to charm you, and that's where they start lying and exaggerating. So when my friend was trying to like lie and exaggerate, she tried to say, oh, I need to do the inner work because I don't trust her. And because again, for me, my moon's in Capricorn, so I'm like, I demand consistency. So if you're not consistent, I just look at you weird. I'm like, so you showing up blue moon? Like I'm starting to hate when people come in and out my life, like out of random. I don't like that. Because if you leave. If I cut you off, and I've come to the understanding as well, if I have to unblock you for you to be in my life again, you probably shouldn't be there in the first place. If you join that block list, I'm probably not taking you off. So when this Capricorn woman say, oh, I just want to love on you because she can't get no physical resources from me anymore. Oh, I'm just trying to love on you. I'm just trying to care about you. Da 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 da. And the only thing I haven't heard yet is she talking shit about me. So when I didn't allow her to do all that foolishness of saying, oh, I love you, I care about you, I said, no, what do you want? Because Capricorn can be like greedy children, where they cry and cry, or they try to like suck up and kiss up, and to get what they want. The Cancer child would be like a crybaby and cry about to get what they want. The Capricorn would act all kiss up and kissy and all in your face and all that shit. And it's a Cancer too, but really the uh, Capricorn can be knowing what you like per se. Not even really emotional, but they know what you like, and they'll do what you like to get what they want. And because I was like, yo, there's nothing over here that you're gonna do that you're not gonna do what I like to get what I want, to get what you want from me. What do you want? And that's one of the and that's a core. And one of the ways to defeat a Capricorn is you have to constantly repeat yourself. What do you want? And nice and slow with it. Like, this is something you need over here. And if he can't answer or she can't answer, close that door immediately. Don't give it a third shot. Don't give it a second shot. Don't give it a nothing. Because they'll be persistent and be like, oh, maybe. No. And the last thing what she did to me, she deflected on me and said, oh, that's your work. That's not more. I said, no, I don't give a fuck like that. She know I've been hurt before, but I'm like, yo, you don't come with nothing. Because every time, like for instance, I analyze conversations very deeply. And especially when that person's not in my life or not in my presence anymore, I say to myself, what was this conversation more of a giving conversation or a taking conversation? Right? And I realized that every time she spoke to me, she was always asking for something. Asking for information, asking for knowledge, asking for insight, asking for, can you market this, and how do I do this? And I was like, yo, people pay for that. I charge people for that. What do you want? And when she was trying to get it, like, she was, like, trying to, like, get it, she was getting offended because I asked her, what do you want? Because it was like, every time she gets on my phone, it's me giving, her receiving. And yeah, she may give some insight and some spiritual stuff, but I'm like, if I was doing the work, like if I was doing the serious, hardcore, hard body, deep spiritual shit, I would look at you like, what do you want, my nigga? And I would see you from a mile away and be like, I saw you calling me in my third eye today. When I pick up that phone, I'm like, nah, I'll be alright. And with Capricorn, it's like they'll, like I said in my IGTV, they'll manipulate all resources, spiritual, mental, emotional, financial, by any means. They'll manipulate all resources. And I say that because I can do that myself. And because I can manipulate all resources, and that's what makes them, but at the same time, that's what makes them powerful. What makes the Capricorn powerful is that they're able to manipulate all resources and make it something. And that's why they get so much respect from the Scorpio. But when it's in love, like, they'll manipulate all that you got. And I said, and then throw their recognition or what they're recognized for, or their status or their concreteness in your face. But when you stand your ground and you let it be clear, I don't give a fuck about none of that. It kind of like, it's kind of like they become a clown. A simple example, that's like when Monique said about Oprah in Aquarius, ruled by Saturn, that you gotta strip her of her title, like she's a human being just like you. And the fact that she wasn't, this one thing Capricorns, because they're not really emotional all the time, they have a hard time empathizing with other people. So when she doesn't feel like she's using me, because she doesn't empathize with me. And in many regards, she'll talk shit about me, say, "Oh, you're homeless, and you're this, and you're that, and you're this, and you're that." And I'm not homeless, but she would be like, she would say just under the belt shit. And then when I finally sit with that shit, like, because I'm moon is in Capricorn, so feelings is challenging for me. So when I sit with my feelings, I'm like, yo, why do I fuck with you again? Who are you? And I don't have a problem with a dry joke, because my humor is dry. But there's just certain shit you don't say. And I'm an Aries, like, I could say some wild shit, like shit. I be saying shit, yo. I say shit all the time that get me in trouble. I be like, yo, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But she was saying under the belt shit, and I was like, yo, that's not cute. And she was really revealing what she thinks about me. And cause she said when I was living in a friend's house, cause I live with my friend right now. She was like, "Oh, you're borderline homeless," and da 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 da. And I'm like, and she was making it seem like she was in a better situation than me, and she wasn't. And she's triple my age. I said, at 25, living with your friend is popping. You don't pay any rent. And you build with your friend. All my friends, because of me, make money. So they don't have a problem saying, yo, you can live with me. I have my own shit. I don't ask for nothing. I mind my business. And that's like the life at 25. Shit, you paying rent you ain't paying no rent? Sounds like the life to me. Because I don't know a 25-year-old that's out in the world not paying no rent. And no water, no electricity. And they get all that shit for free. All they gotta do is help their friends make money online. I do that shit anyway, in my sleep. So, when this Capricorn realizes that I'm gonna come up, she's like, "Oh shit, let me reconnect." So no, because she's hearing about me through the grapevine about, yo, he's coming up, and now she wants to fuck with me again. No, thank you, not interested. And I'm not saying she's not gonna be successful, but her status means nothing to me. Her best-selling author doesn't mean anything to me, because you're not gonna become a best-selling author overnight. And also, how are we going to do that long term? What are you going to do with that long term? And, again, I'm not saying she's not going to be successful, because she is. But I don't give a fuck about her status. You got to come with heart. You got to come with discipline. You got to come with principles. And I don't give a fuck about your status. If you're manipulative as fuck what you talking about? And this last Capricorn that I was dealing with, she was like a Sag Capricorn cusp. Moon in Cancer. Rising in Libra. Or Virgo, whichever one. And I'll never forget, she's singing my praises, and she's super empathic. So I was giving her a lot of information, mentoring her for free, and she did Law 40. Law 40 of 48 Laws of Power. She gave me something for free. And later, this is some Capricorn shit. They give you something for free, right? They hand. And later, down the line, I've had this happen twice with Capricorns. Twice, okay? They give you something up front for free. And later down the line, they ask for something in return. Let me say that again. It's very Capricorn-like. For them to give you something now, and later down the line, they ask you for something. Now, do I do that? Yes and no. A lot of times I give, because my Venus is in Pisces, so I give. This is not gonna be on my IGC. This is gonna be my YouTube channel. I give, and I don't really expect in return all the time. I expect, but I don't expect later down the line from you. I just want loyalty and respect. I don't give a fuck about what you give me back all the time. Don't get it fucked up. I care. But I care more about your respect and your loyalty than you giving me something back in return. I care more about your loyalty, your exchange of loyalty to me, than your monetary giving back. Even though I'm caring more and more about that every day, even though I made a decision like, yo, I'm not hanging with no broke people. Like, you can't loan me if my phone bill about to be cut off, and I can't call you say, hey, can you pay my phone bill this month? Then I'm not fucking with you. Cause that's the type of friend I am, where if I'm gonna have it. So if you need something, you my good friend, I just pay it without a thought. So so they play you in the beginning and they give you this shit, and later down the line they use it as it's kind of like business. They give it like a line of credit, and they give to you based on a line of credit, and then later down the line they do that. So this lady gave me a couple books, and she's a Sag, but she's a Sag Capricorn, and she later down the line say, hey, I gave you this book worth $2,000. Mind you, if it was that popping, her life she wouldn't be working a job right now, and being in the same spot. So obviously it's not that valuable to her. So she's like, oh, I gave you a book worth $2,000 and blah 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 blah. And a couple months later, she asked me for my Instagram training on how to market online. And she said, how much for it? And I said, usually I charge people $97 for it or whatever. He said, I'll give it to you for free, because she guilt tripped me. That's a Capricorn thing. She guilt tripped me and said, you know what? She was very, very themed for reverse psychology. She did reverse psychology, and I was like, I fell for it. And because I'm becoming more and more spiritual, it wrestled with I was wrestling within myself, like, yo, you just played yourself. That could have been payment in your pocket, and I had to let it go. And then a couple weeks later, she's singing my praises, like, oh, you're a great mentor, and I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for you. Your knowledge and do. And a couple weeks later, because I wasn't giving to her Capricorn shit, because one of the things about Capricorns is that she felt, I wasn't giving her all my resources, and because I wasn't giving her, she was being needy because her moon is in Cancer. So because I wasn't giving her all my resources, she started to complain, etc., etc. And when she complained, she left me this long message, and very Capricorn-like. Left me this long message, blah, 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 blah. And when I was going to respond, she knows I'm combative. So I said, yo, let's talk about it. And when my spirit told me to call her, but I ignored myself. And I responded back, and she blocked me. So that's my story time with Capricorns. And it can be manipulative and lying, exaggerating, make it seem like they're big. Their ego is bigger than they are, and they need to humble themselves sometimes. Including myself. Peace.